boop, boop, boop. Welcome back to another episode of the Cinestro Court. It's your boy, Blacksby, and today we're discussing Season 3, Invincible, locking in, big conquest in the cut. We're also talking about, of course, The Electric State, now streaming on Netflix. We'll get into that one. And then none other than Daredevil, Born Again, Episode 4. You know what time it is. It's time for that show that you know and love and appreciate. And
play that theme music, man.
Cinestro Corp, the cast, it's your weekly gold mine. Stay tuned in, stay tuned in. They got the beats, got those comic spins. I stay tuned in, stay tuned.
Never get tired of it. Never get tired of it. What's up, y'all? I'm off the poppy right now.
I'm off the motherfucking liquid death.
It's
up. Grape flavored because I'm a statistic. I'm sorry.
We on our. Oh my god, this one's orange flavored. This is kind of some.
We're both statistics. We're both statistics. Grape drink and orange drink. Oh, that's not a good start.
We're already, as you can tell by our display names, you already know what kind of episode this is.
You already know, baby. You already know.
Man. Speaking of, let's dive right into it. Invincible Season 3. Bro, as you know, here on this show, we've had mixed reviews with the previous season for Invincible. Season 1, I think we had a good time with Season 1 altogether. Season 2, everyone's mixed reviews. And the biggest complaint being the animation, and it just felt really shaky and uncool and unfun, and like they were rushing through the storylines in the comics. And then enrolled Season 3. They got me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie, they had me in the first half. But then the finale, season episode 7. Really, I even give them episode 6, building up to the episode 7 and of course the finale, episode 8. Oh my gosh, that right there, solid. Artwork is still shaky. Voice acting, certain actors should not be allowed to ever voice act again. But we'll get into that further. Let's start with the pros, man. Obviously, the biggest one, Big Quest, our GOAT. Big Quest in the cut. All you worms out there. No, I'm not even gonna try. All you worms out there. All you wormins out there. Y'all not knowing like we knowing. What are your thoughts on the Season 3 of Invincible?
I'm a devout Invincible fan. Okay, anytime that they show the smallest preview, they could show like a single billboard off the highway that says Invincible has a fucking McDonald's Happy Meal, and I'll be camping outside of every single one outside of like my county. Dude, I love Invincible. I read the whole series. At this point, I've lost track of how many times. It's almost different, but I know it's like more than 3 at this point, at least. And for someone who has a lot of love for this universe and its characters and its storytelling and how it presents not only the hero's dilemma or what it means to be a hero, you know, it really takes the whole aspect of like the superhero zeitgeist and kind of flips it on its head. You know, not like The Boys does where they go like the whole edgy celebrity route, but it's more like, what does it mean to be a hero? And it means to save as many as you can the best way that you can, because morals are constantly always changing. So you see different characters flip-flop from like solid good guys to like evil and evil to good. And there's this really good theme of redemption throughout the whole story that I really like, and how people can change and how they grow as characters that I really feel is very powerful and helps make the story what it is. But a big part of Invincible is the spectacle. And the spectacle is mainly seen in the fights. And Season 1, a lot of that spectacle really came along when we had things like the Omni-Man versus Mark fight, especially when they added in a moment that wasn't in the comics, the train scene becoming so iconic that when they put Omni-Man into, I think it's Mortal Kombat 1.
That's one of his kills, his fatality.
Yeah, they gave him as a fatality. So it's very much elevated a lot of the material of the show. You know, they've changed and they've edited certain things, some for the better, others for the worse. Like for instance, Amber, I don't like the show version of Amber. I really don't like how they just made her like an angry black woman stereotype. I don't like that very much. But other than that, pretty good, pretty good writing all throughout, and it's felt very consistent. However, season 2 was not only hurt pacing wise because they were blazing through what is essentially like I think it's like 2 issues of the actual comic that they tried to stretch into a whole season, and you can kind of feel that because it moves very, very slowly, and then when Mark leaves Dracula, it just fucking happens. Like, it just fast, right out of nowhere.
And gas, bro.
That mid-season break they took, I think, really did not help them. It really killed a lot of the momentum. And
that's where a lot of us fell off. Yeah,
it was some of the worst animation was present in season 2, and I was just like really upset that even though a lot of people view the show as really great and really good, I have these high expectations for it because it is such a pivotal comic to me, a pivotal story for me, and to see it just be mediocre every time after time after time visually, I'm like, I'm not invested. They did the Thraxon fight with a goddamn slideshow. For Christ. It looks so boring, right? And my barometer for whether or not I proceeded to watch the show further, I said week to week, was the Conquest fight. I said if that fight does not look up to my standards, I will never watch this shit again. And I will say now, it wasn't. It was better than I could have fucking hoped. It was magnificent.
This guy is locked in.
It was okay. First, to just think about how we got here, we had the inciting incidents where Mark splits apart from the Guardians. So we had that incident happen, right? We had to see Mark do his first actual killing of a villain where he killed the future Immortal. And Immortal sucks. So that's fine. I don't really care about that. But you get to see like a little bit more of that maybe I need to go a step further type of mentality start to creep into the back of Mark's head. You're like,
he's gonna lock in.
He's gonna lock in. He's gonna stop holding back. He's gonna actually give him the what for, right? And you get to see Mark and Eve get together, and it's really nice. And they start forming a relationship. Oliver starts coming into his own as a hero, you know. And you had all these moving pieces forming together. And the Invincible War was cool. It was about 2 issues in the comic, and I feel like it could have been built up a little bit more this season. But I still thought it was pretty okay. I just feel like they could have possibly done more with it. I don't know what more, but something. And then we had right when all of the world is reeling from like this entire conflict with basically Invincible's name signing the rubble of every building in the entire world. Everybody hates him. He's at his lowest of low points, right? I'm skipping Powerplex because I really think Aaron Paul was the worst choice for Powerplex. I don't like how he sounds.
Yeah, we'll get into the voice acting here.
But the Conquest fight was so fucking insane. Like it was everything I could have hoped for and more, especially when he's getting dragged around the world and just fucking like shoved through the fucking ships and shit.
The super speed and people like it wasn't even like, you know, the train scene where he's just plowing through the train. You're watching all that. It's him going and then just seeing the devastation afterwards. That really gives you a better grasp on exactly how powerful Viltrumites are, how fast they are, how strong they are, the kind of like chaos they can unleash. Mind you, this is the manifestation of Viltrum chaos. They send this nigga to planets to eliminate them. He's the nuclear bomb. He's the nuclear bomb of the Viltrum Empire. And
he's the guy that they said when you fuck up, basically. He's the guy to clean up your mess.
The cleanup guy. Yeah. And he was cleaning up. I'll tell you what, he was using Mark's face as a mop. That was insane. They had that boy on the ropes. That whole fight was crazy. And like, as someone who hasn't dove too deep into the comics, the Invincible comics, I'm still, like I said, I'm still on Compendium 1, which I think covers seasons 1, 2, and like part of 3 or all of 3. I can't remember.
It's each compendium, if it's 144 in total, it's like the first third. So it would be about season 3. It'd be about around there,
A
yeah.
little bit around season 3. Okay, so yeah, because on the cover of this one, he doesn't have his blue and black suit yet. So I'm assuming compendium 2 probably picks up somewhere in between season 3 and continues on. So I'll have to get that and really understand ball. But from what I've seen and what I know, my God, this show means something to me now, especially these last 2 episodes. This shit means something to me, man. Speaking of meaning something, you know, R.I.P. the big homie Rex Splode. It's gonna be a shame not to get to see Rex and his antics around and hear Jason Montezuma. I can never say his last name.
Mantzoukas is Mant. It's Mant, and then Ukis is the end. It's the middle part where I'm like, that could be anything, and I don't.
Montezuma, man, I feel bad.
Montezuma.
He's one of the pros on the side of the voice acting. I do like him as Rex because he works for the character. You know how he's very like head ass and pompous and boisterous. It works perfectly. On the flip side, you have Aaron Paul as Powerplex.
He can't keep getting away with this.
Invincible.
You will pay for your crimes. Invincible. Like, shut up, dude. Shut up, dude.
I did.
Oh
The
my
only
fucking
part I
God.
liked. The only part I liked when he was talking, and every time he said Invincible, it kept doing the thing where it cuts
the title card.
the title card. I was
laughing.
like,
It
that
a
was
divine move.
funny. But everything
Yeah,
else was
yeah.
like, bro, get him out of here. He's
He's
unserious to me. I can't take him
think-
serious. If
think
I was a
it's the same
superhero,
thing-
I would look at
Yeah.
that dude and laugh. I would look at him and laugh in his face and fly off. But I
When
got
he's
other
talking
shit to
about
do.
how you killed his family, you're gonna
Mhm.
laugh in his face, like ha
Yeah.
ha.
I would have
About
been like,
stronger
I would have
bones.
waited. I
You
would have
just
waited a
drank
minute.
milk.
Wait a minute and been like, bro, are you done? You sound hilarious. You are in. I'll be like, you are in the wrong business, bro. You need to go be doing comedy. You need to get out of here. Get out of my face trying to commit crimes, bro. Do something else. Do something better with
doing
your
a
life.
fucking type 5, like, so anybody else hate it when your sister and her kid dies? No one.
Like, Powerplex is an idiot, bro. You have a government job with benefits, man. I know he's at least getting that G18 pay grade or whatever the hell the scale is. And he said, I'm gonna go exact my vengeance on Invincible. You're a fool.
I think it's the fact that, like, in the book, right? I feel like they did more of a job here of hitting it. But to my memory, in the book, if I'm just remembering this beat by beat, I'm pretty sure he's just like, listen, they won't listen to me in the courts. So wife and toddler son, I'm gonna duct tape you to this conductive electrical pole. And while of my wild flaming electrical powers are shocking invincible, you're gonna be in the blast zone. But don't worry, all good things are gonna happen. This cannot go wrong at all. And they get zapped, and then I was like, dude, that's funny. That's funny. You're an idiot. You're an actual fucking idiot.
And then
It just didn't read with me the
Invincible
first
and
time.
said, "This is your fault.
It's
You
crazy.
killed them."
I think it's even like in the book, I think I felt a little bit more from Powerplex because he would seem misguided. But I think that because we always say, right, like good material at any point can elevate the performance of even the most like mediocre to bad of actors, right?
Mhm.
Even actors we don't like, if they're in a good enough crew or writers or directors behind them, right? Good filmmakers behind them, they can take that material and boost it. It's why The Acolyte has all these talented people in it, but it's sucked dog dick, right? And Invincible, I feel like, is a story with enough gravitas, enough emotional resonance, enough like impact to where almost anybody can be elevated by it. But the thing is, Aaron Paul, all respect.
Love the guy.
Aaron, love him. But I think outside of Vince Gilligan, you should stop letting people give you material. I just feel like because outside of this, he's got like El Camino and Need for Speed, and El Camino is a Breaking Bad spin-off.
So technically, it's still Breaking Bad. It's not even different.
And I think because Breaking Bad makes it to where you like really care about these characters and get to grow with Jesse, right? As opposed to Invincible, where he's just like put
Like
there,
two
where Aaron Paul is
episodes.
put there for like 2 episodes to an episode and a half, and he says the same fucking lines over and over again. I'm just like, dude, I don't care. I really don't. I'm struggling to really feel anything. And every single time that he does his voice acting, it just feels like he's doing the "he can't keep getting away with this" thing for Breaking Bad. It just makes me laugh. I'm taken out. My immersion's broken. And I think that's a fault that is kind of through the entirety of Invincible as a whole. Because they keep on getting like actors, but they don't get like voice actors. And I would prefer if they did that, because they can disappear into a role better than me just being like, yo, is that Aaron Paul screaming in my ear about how he zapped his family, dog?
Put it this way, man. You got elite voice actors in this show. Clancy Brown, Gray Griffin, aka Gray Delisle, aka Azula, aka every freaking character that we've ever watched growing up outside of Tara Strong. Oh my gosh,
you have John DiMaggio. John DiMaggio is on he's the fucking elephant.
Yep,
which is crazy to me.
Michael Richardson,
Kevin Michael Richardson.
Kevin Michael. My fault. Kevin Michael Richardson. Fred Tatasciore, I can never say his last name too.
Tastaquar. The signature Hulk voice actor.
The Hulk voice actor. You know who I'm talking about. God, he's bro, we got heavy hitters in here. And then you have like Aaron Paul. I hate to say it, but also Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Love the guy. I did not like him as Conquest.
Okay.
I did not like him as Conquest.
I think it's the same thing with Steven Yeun.
Yes.
Remember how we were talking about how, like, with Steven Yeun, whenever you give him like a line with like a lot of emotion or a lot of volume, where it's like basically scream his heart out, like his soul, right? And give that intensity to his performance where it doesn't feel flat.
Like when
that's where he shines. When Conquest was like, "Have you lost your mind?" when he was saying shit like that, right? Or when he like the calm menace of Negan came out when he was like, "I'm gonna rip you in half and eat your liver." When he's got Oliver like holding above his head, right? Those lines were hitting for me, and I think it's just certain moments where it just feels the slightest bit off, the slightest little bit. I would have liked, like we said, Christopher Judge, the voice actor for Kratos, or even
Christopher. Here's my picks: Christopher Judge, Tony Todd, rest in peace, my GOAT, James Spader. Those three would have been elite choices for Conquest. And you said earlier, Ryan Hurst.
Ryan Hurst. For those of you who don't know, if you've played God of War Ragnarok, just look at the Thor boss fight and listen to when he brings Kratos back to life and he says, "We're not done yet." That is pivotal. That hit for me. That resonated for me. So when I heard his name was in talks for Conquest and people were doing the fan cast and everything, I was like, "Ooh, yeah!" And then we didn't get him, and I was like, "Yeah." You know, I think it's just I'm a little bit harder on the show just because I have such a connection to it, so my standards are really high. But they've been met now, so hopefully they keep the same energy. Hopefully, but there's so many great moments in this fight.
There are elite moments, especially the biggest one to me being Super Eve. Whatever the hell happened, she went.
When her blockers get turned off,
she went Jean Grey. She went Jean Grey Phoenix Force on them. I was like, yo. I was like, she doing the. Also, she's also red haired and green eyed. Jean Grey right off the. They said, Marvel, give me your homework. Jean Grey. Marvel, give me your homework. That's what they're doing over there in the studios. Nah, it was such a cool part to see. At first, I was like, she's dead as hell. Her jaw was obliterated, and he done punched through her entire midsection. I was like, she's dead. It's over. Pack it up. Everybody start playing the sad violin. Then all of a sudden, she said, "Ooh!" I was like, yo. As a non-Invincible comic knower, that took me back. That brought me back in so hard. I was like, this is peak Martin Scorsese meme, absolute cinema. When I Photoshop Mark's head onto that, I'm like, I'm gonna post that. But that was so crazy to see, and I'm hoping that the future of Invincible has more exciting big moments like that. Also, we need more than 8 episodes, please. I think what they could do, you know how they break they'll like end the episode and then they'll have like half another episode afterwards. Bro, just split
Yeah.
that off into 2 episodes. Go ahead and split that off and make the storylines more, contained or concise. I like it. I like when we have 30-minute digestible episodes. It gives you time to go process this one. Okay, cool. Move on to the next thing. Process this one. 45 minutes to an hour episodes. I can't watch all this at lunch, man. My job be sweating me. I gotta go back and do shit. Like I need to be able to go power through this and come back.
Be like, yo, boss, can I get some paid time off? This new Invincible season just dropped, and I gotta see what's happening with Battle Beast.
I gotta go, Chief.
I'm fired. Cool. That's more time for Battle Beast. All right, I'll see you later, man. just fucking leave, like right.
Oh, you want to see Invincible? You're gonna have all the time in the world. You're gonna be unemployed, my brother. You're gonna be facing the conquest of bills right now.
What's that? What's that? Okay. Yeah, I'll tell him. We'll tell him. Hello, is this Matt's wife? Yeah. Sorry, you're homeless now because your husband wants to watch cartoons. I don't know what's going on, but like, best of fucking luck. Talking about some conquest. How about you go conquer unemployment, fuck nigga? Get out of here.
Pack them boxes up. Start packing them boxes. Go ahead and log out for me.
Hey kids, sorry. No. Dad lost his job, so looks like we're eating this DVD box set of Invincible seasons 1, 2, and 3 in the compendiums. And if you're nice, you can have the trade paperbacks for dessert.
Put it on the grill. I'm putting it on the grill.
Put them on the grill.
Hey, speaking of grills, how hard did they cook on this season? What's your rating?
Okay. One good episode does not make an entirely enjoyable season, but I feel like in the latter half it hits its stride. So subtracting the Powerplex and then bullshitting around for like the first episode or two, I would say I gotta give this an 8. An 8 seems high.
That's high.
But that's purely because the conquest fight was what I have been waiting since the very first start of the series for, and it was my bar for whether or not I say that this show is watchable. And it is. It got there, man. It got there. That fight was so fucking good. I rewatched that episode twice because it was so goddamn cool.
Brother was locked in.
Like when he did the fucking, they added like 2 parts that were in the comic, like how he says, they don't give me even a name, just a purpose. So I want to thank you, Mark, and take this to your grave. And I was just like, oh my God, that's beautiful.
They should have. That's one of the lines that did hit. I will agree. But
and then the little heart. The little heart wasn't in the original. Where he does that? Yeah, that's to the show. I don't remember him doing that at all. He's just like, hey, I don't get to do this often, so I just want you to know. That's for you. Yeah, but overall, solid 8. I can't wait for Conquest to escape and for Cecil to just fucking eat his own dick, basically. Damn, he's an idiot. But yeah, it's an 8. What you got, man?
I will give this one a 7. That's the highest I can give it. And I mean, like you said, I agree. The Powerplex stuff could have been done if that had been done differently and better, in my opinion. It's done better. I would probably give this a 7.5 at least. And then of course the first part of the season, it was dragging for me. I was like, I'm having a hard time staying locked in. They bullshitted around a little bit for me, too much for my liking. But the last 3 episodes did bring me back. And I was on it. So that's what brought this up to a 7 for me. Especially episodes 7 and 8. 7 and 8 solidified this being higher than a 5. Obviously, I wasn't going to give it like a 3 because it's not horrible. I've seen Craven. That shit ass. I've seen Venom. All of them ass. Like, this is way better than that. but there's still room. There's still room to grow. There's still a lot of room for potential. There's a lot of potential that needs to be met. And I'm like I said, I'm hoping the following seasons do live up to that. And we get something to enjoy, something to really, really enjoy and really talk about on and on. Unlike this next topic that left me in a state of shock, the electric state.
Boo this man. Boo this man. Oh my God, that's what you're going with?
Call me Powerplex because I'm in the electric state.
Bro, call me perplexed, bro. I'm baffled at that decision, dog.
That's funny because there's a character in there named Perplexo. So that's funny as hell. That's actually funny as hell.
Shall we get into it?
We're just gonna go rip the Band-Aid off. This movie was thumbs down, bro. Thumbs down. Everything Russo Bros do outside of Avengers, I just have a hard time enjoying so far. Let's start with the track record. Gray Man, boo boo. Extraction, boo boo. Extraction 2 trash, 2X2 trashing. Whatchamacallit? Yeah. This one, Electric State. Wait, was Extraction even a Russo Brothers movie? My fault. If it's not,
you're thinking you might be thinking it is because they always just use like the same Avengers.
I think it's the same studio. I think it's their studio that does it.
I think they produced it. I don't think they made it themselves. Like they wrote it and directed it like they did with this. I think, Matt, before we rip this movie apart,
bro? What's really crazy to me? Like,
what's crazy? What's crazy?
I enjoy the Russo brothers. That's the crazy part. They've made 3 of my favorite, actually 4 of my favorite. Let me see, 1, 2, 4 of my favorite Avengers films. One of which being Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which is, I will argue to death, that is the best part of the MCU. That is the tone shift in the MCU. And if we don't get Winter Soldier, you don't get the shit that follows, bro. So I can't knock them. I can't knock them. They've given us Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. Like they got banger after banger. And then they give us this, and I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on? I know. Even Kobe, even LeBron, and even Michael Jordan missed. But damn, like, what the fuck is going on, man? What are you doing? So, they didn't direct Extraction or Extraction 2, but they were definitely producers. So I see it.
Okay.
They can get that L just a little bit. Associated L. Yeah, associated L for sure. Because ain't no freaking way, bro. That movie was doomed.
Matt, before we rip this movie apart, could you do me a favor? Do not just me, but you, the viewers or listeners at home who can't see me pointing at the camera right now, can you tell them what the story is? What's this about? What's this about? What's the deal with the electrical state or electric state or whatever the fuck it's called?
The HVAC state,
the HVAC state.
That was a good one. All right, so here's the before I get into the story, I'm gonna read the cast off real quick so you can see what level of star power is in here, and then listen to the storyline, and then hear our thoughts, because it's gonna make sense why we're like, what the hell's happening. So, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, as the previously mentioned legendary directors of the MCU. Screenplay by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who have also written a lot of bangers in the MCU. They don't miss. They are really, really good. I think they wrote, what else have they written? They wrote Thor: The Dark World. Well,
that's not a good sign.
But they did write. They did write the Chronicles of Narnia. They wrote
solid films.
Yeah, Captain America, all the Captain Americas, Infinity War, Endgame, etc. They did great. What else? Let's see who else is in this. Now the cast, led by Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt. Very big names in Hollywood right now. Alongside Ke Huy Quan. Everyone loves Ke. Jason Alexander, Woody Harrelson, Anthony Mackie, Brian Cox, Jenny Slate, Giancarlo Esposito, and Stanley Tucci. Plus a bunch of other actors and actresses who do a phenomenal job for what they have.
Stanley Tucci in this.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. So
happened?
that's your cast and crew. That's your cast and crew. Keep that in mind. Now the story is based on a 2018 illustrated novel, The Electric State, written by, I'm going to butcher his name, Simon Stalenhag. He's Swedish. My goat.
Close enough.
And it's set in an alternate technologically ravaged 1990s, following a teenage girl and her robot on a journey across the west coast of the United States in search of her long lost brother. The movie starts in 1990s. Of course, there's a robot war, and everyone's like, "Oh, fuck the robots! We hate the robots!" Blah blah blah. They signed this treaty to where the robots basically fuck off somewhere, and humans
Put it out
are
to like a reservation, basically.
yeah. Ooh, I was about to say something. Now we're not gonna get political.
Don't do that.
I'm good.
Don't do that.
I'm chilling. We're done. They get put somewhere
Yeah.
in groups, and then the humans kind of just live life. They have these drones where they can get basically simmed in. It's called a neurocaster. There's a what is it?
It's like Ready Player One. Basically.
I was about to thank you. I was about to say it's like
that's kind of the vibe I was
Ready
getting.
Player One.
Yeah.
What's it called? Spy Kids. Any game
The
where you get to
Matrix.
load it, Tron, freaking any game where you gotta get booted into
Very
something.
Tron-esque, yeah.
It was
Sword Art
that's the thing.
Online.
The concept is
whatever
really,
one.
the concept is
Yeah.
really good, and the execution falls so flat like a soda that's been left open for 4 days. It's not good. The star power cannot carry this film. The writing falls flat. It falls apart. Everything it's like a wet piece of paper that you turn in at 11:59 for your homework and think you're gonna get an A, and you get like a D plus minus. How you get a D plus minus, bro? You barely passed and somehow still failed. I don't understand that.
It's just like it's not a bad movie. I can see this liked by like maybe like
children
to like maybe like teenagers, right? Like if this was like I don't want to say a Disney Channel original movie. It doesn't look like that. It's got a lot of money put behind him. You heard the fucking cast list already, and with robots, you have to put a lot of CGI behind it.
And it's one of the most expensive films ever made.
Yeah, but I just don't like the whole film approach nowadays. It seems to be like throw billions at the wall and just see what sticks. And that's what this movie feels like. It's not bad, but it's just like horrendously unremarkable to where I can barely remember what I've seen in this movie. I didn't really feel a desire to finish it outside of this pod episode. If I'm going to be honest, if I was not doing this podcast, I would not have watched this. And if I had started it and I wasn't doing this podcast, I would not have finished it. It is a movie that is also filled to the brim, which granted, like almost everybody's been in a Marvel movie at this point, but with certain material, you're able to like transcend past a role for me to see you as other things, right? Like, for instance, Robert Downey Jr. has been Iron Man, right? But sometimes my brain can see him as Sherlock Holmes or like anything else.
Yes.
He's in it, right? He has that way to disappear because the material that he's given elevates with him, and he basically gets buried into the role, right? This movie, I was like, that is Chris Pratt in a wig. That is Anthony Mackie in a robot. Like, I was like, bro.
And you know how bad that is.
The Falcon, bro.
You know how bad that is, considering like he's got a voice modulator on too, so it doesn't sound like Anthony.
Yeah.
It's I mean, you're still like, oh, that's just Anthony Mackie talking through the robot, bro. Like,
it's just,
oh man, bro.
It just feels like a movie filled with all these really talented people that aren't given material that is equal to the amount of stardom and talent that they have. Right? Like not to the degree of Megalopolis where it is like, I don't know what the fuck is going on and all these people deserve better. It's to the degree of like, if I saw who's like a great actor. If I saw goddamn, what is his name? What the fuck is his name? Anthony Hopkins. If I saw Sir Anthony Hopkins quit acting and start doing Arby's commercials, I would question what the fuck is happening. Like it just doesn't seem like material that he should be doing, not things of his caliber. And this movie, it's just like chicken tender cinema, bro. It's little popcorn. It's something you throw on.
Even chicken tenders. It's like whatever is below chicken tenders. With the chicken tenders, I would enjoy it. You know, it's like those. You ever had those Cheetos mac and cheese things, the little microwavable cups? Shit, not good.
You've already said something that's horrid. You don't get to go no further. Cheetos mac and cheese.
It's good in a pinch.
That.
It's good in a pinch.
Awful.
But I ain't never been in no pinch like that, brother.
Crabs don't even pinch like that, brother. I'm not eating no Cheeto mac and cheese. That sounds horrid.
When I had my wisdom teeth removed, I ate that for like a week. It was not good.
That's the anesthetic, bro. That's your brain decomposing and trying to get back to normalcy.
It was good on day one when the first taste of solid food. I've been drinking soup for a week. I said, ooh, hold on. Ooh, I've been deprived of nutrients for so long. This shit kind of good. Ooh, and then I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I realized that's how I felt watching this movie. I was like, ooh, no, what am I doing? Because the concept, it starts off so well. It's really telegraphed how the story goes to the kid, the main character. Her brother gets the family quote unquote dies in the accident, and the girl survives, and then the brother is believed to be dead. All of a sudden, this robot comes back saying it's him, and I'm like, bro, I saw this shit from a mile away. I already knew what was going on. I already knew.
Yeah.
So that's the type of movie it is. It was very
formulaic, very by
that's
the
what
numbers.
I was looking for.
You
very
know,
by the number. Very much not. How do I word this without being disrespectful?
I mean, we saw it. We can say things about this. It's fine. I don't think it's that bad if we say anything. What are the Russos gonna do? Send like a fucking assassin after us, dude?
Yeah, they're gonna send Winter Soldier Bucky, Captain America Winter Soldier Bucky after us. We're gonna hear that little horn shit.
Just see a guy with like shaggy hair walking towards us, just like take a knife, and he's just like,
I'll be like, you know what?
Toss it.
How about you know what, gang? Bang. Like, let's go. Let's go.
You're gonna fight the Winter Soldier?
I'm gonna win.
Like me, I'm gonna just die.
I mean, I'll handle that.
I'm gonna just die.
I'll handle that. He don't know what he's dealing with. I'm the Nigger soldier. Okay, he don't know what's going on.
All right.
Blacked in America in the cut. I'm handling it.
All right, bro. You got it, bro. You got it. Never mind. I was wrong. My fault. Yeah. I think there's a part also in this movie that like kind of made me think a little bit, right? And I think it might just be because I watched a similar kind of thing to it. You ever seen Pantheon?
Which one is that? Is that an anime?
It's kind of an anime, kind of not. It's a show that was on AMC, and it's on Netflix now. And it's like 2 seasons long, but it's like people upload their consciousness into like a digital space, right? And they're essentially like an AI recreation of them, but it's like them. It's like their thoughts and neural patterns and everything. And in this digital world, in our modern society, they're essentially like gods. But the problem is, due to the processing power that they need to do the things that they do, and the human brain only has like a limit, right? There's this thing called the flaw, and it causes their brains to like degrade or whatever the fuck, right? But it also seemed weird to me that they kept on using like the brother as like the neural link to like connect all the robots. Because like, why would you use a person for that? You just get a new person every single time that the guy's gone. Like, you can keep them alive for a while. This is a future place. They got like future technologies, so life expectancy is long, right? But eventually his body and brain are gonna decompose. That's just how it goes. So like, do you just get a new guy? And what is this criteria to select the guy? Because I think in the movie they say like his brain's like one of a kind or something. So
they say he's smarter than Einstein. I was like, I already know what they're about to do with this. Either he's gonna be the one who's creating, like who's doing all this shit back in the behind the scenes, or they got him hooked up to the computer somehow. And I was right. They had him hooked up to the computer. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. Like, bro, it's not.
It's just one of those movies that like has logic that if you don't think about it too hard, it makes more sense.
Yeah,
But
you
it's
can, if you turn your
overall
brain off and just enjoy, just watch, then you know what? It's a good film. Problem
overall,
is, we get paid unofficially. Well, we don't get paid for this, but we watch these things. We will get paid one day, but we watch these things for the love of the game because we're cinema connoisseurs, and we dive into this daily and weekly simply for the love of the game. But I think anyone who enjoys good filmmaking in general is going to have some critique of this movie, no matter what.
yeah. I think the only good, in my opinion, outside of Endgame that I've seen of the Russo brothers material, minus like Stranger Things, of course, as well. But I think the best thing that they've made outside of the MCU, in my opinion, is Cherry. I think Cherry is a beautiful movie. I think it's pretty good. I think mostly because it made me realize that Tom Holland is more than just fucking Spider-Man. Like I was like, oh shit, he can like actually do other things. It's cool. And I thought that was pretty good. I might even rewatch it. I've only seen it once, but I really liked it the first time I saw it. It was very sad and very uncomfortable, but I thought it was a really good movie.
Banks.
But I think the Russo brothers just have this habit of like every single time sticking with people they know they can work with. And as opposed to like with Adam Sandler, where he'll like make a quote unquote movie and just put his friends in it, and you see him and his friends hanging out having a good time, right? With the Russo brother movies, I don't even see that. I see more so just like that is Captain America and the turtleneck for the Gray Man, right? Or you have something like God, what is it? What's another one they made? Or like Extraction, right? Jake's Extraction, the Extractor. I was like, they produced it. That's still just Thor with a gun. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't care at this point. I can't see anything that they put their stamp on as a different from Marvel property because they keep using the same teams of writers and other people, and it just seems the same. And I'm like, bro, find a nigga in a coffee shop. There's dudes writing screenplays at Starbucks like all the fucking time. Just get one of those guys. Anyone different. Anyone, literally anyone, just so I can get a different vibe from this. Overall, I give this film like a 5. I can kill an afternoon with it. It's just very middle of the road, very inoffensive. It's just a movie of all time, dude.
I gave it a 4.
This is very unremarkable.
I gave it a 4.5 max. That is the highest I would give it. 4.5, maybe. Yeah, I might give it a 5. I'm feeling generous. But it's definitely it's not very good to me, and it's definitely, like I said, it's not worse than, like I said earlier about Invincible. It's not worse than Craven, and it's not worse than Morbius, and not worse than Madam Web, and definitely not worse than Megalopolis. So I can't give it like a 3, 2, etc.
Yeah, there's lower bars for sure.
It's definitely not reaching 7, 8 range. As I'm like 5, I think 5 is fair. I think 5 is fair. It's
very middle of the road.
It's not terrible, but it's not good. It's, you know what I mean? And that does bring a question. You know, we just talked about how like the Russos have made, you know, all these amazing just pulls, these amazing adaptations of different comic stories and different movies in general. What makes a good adaptation? That's a really good question we should be asking ourselves right now. You know, with Invincible season 3, really Invincible thus far, and of course the other things we've seen, The Last of Us, Daredevil, all, and literally any freaking Marvel or DC thing we've talked about. This movie, The Electric State, based on a graphic novel. There's so much that we've talked about over the last few years, and what really does make a great adaptation. I think personally, a great adaptation starts with folks who know, not just know the material that they're adapting, but have care for it, have some sort of like respect for it.
A reverence.
Look at Craven. I know that's the example we're using for it, but look at Craven. Look at any of the Spum C films. Let me put it that way. Any of the Spum C films. These guys do not give a fuck about what they're writing.
It's like
What they're
they
reading.
browse
They
a
don't
wiki for like 5 minutes and they're like, "This is
Not
it,
even
guys.
that. They
We've
see a
got it."
Like they see a character like, oh, that's cool. Let's check this out. They went directly and said, let's try and adapt like Craven's Last Hunt and this, and they're like, nah, let's fuck all that up somehow. Let's badger it all up. Terrible film. And they have him running around London chasing niggas. I was like,
They
right.
also seem to have this weird thought that they're like, we know Spider-Man makes money, so we have to like mention a Spider-Man adjacent thing at least once. And then their whole thing is like the weird like Netflix or like CW adaptation approach of like, by the end of the movie, he's gonna wear the thing that you saw on the cover of that one thing from the thing, and then everybody claps and then we're all happy. And that's gross. That's a very
So
gross
bad,
word, but I hate it. I hate it
like,
so much.
He goes around wearing this vest type thing the whole
It's like a Crocodile Dundee cosplay.
Yeah.
The hat.
And then then at the very end, we get the lion's mane, the Craven costume. I'm like, this is the first look of this comic accurate suit, and we see for like 2 minutes. He's like, all right, I'm done. And I'm like,
Well, they have the nerve to put it on all the fucking posters too. And
yeah,
like,
they haven't sitting there. They haven't sitting there like this, and you see the fur. I'm like, yeah, we about to get some shit. We about to get that shit in the movie. No, we do not.
And you watch it, and you still get shit, but not the good one. It's just
or like Morbius. I don't even remember Morbius.
They didn't even bother trying to put him in like that weird like spandex kiss wingsuit that he has in the comics. Which is fair because it's a stupid looking suit. It looks like he's in Saturday Night Fever. But
you know how crazy cool it would have been to have a really good vampire adaptation that's not Blade, and then somehow reference Blade. I know they can't because of rights and legality and all that shit. But however, they could be like, there's some guy running around, run around town with a sword, chopping up folks like you, making some shit like that, Like, do something cool. Also, make the design look cool. Also, don't cast Jared Leto. Stop casting Jared Leto. That's how you make a good adaptation. Don't put him in the fucking movie. That's for sure.
I think what you really need, in my opinion, for a good adaptation, and I don't want to just say my opinion. I feel like this is fact.
It's a fact.
I've never been wrong.
As he speaks,
my knowledge, but for a good adaptation, you need exactly what you said of folks who know the material and have reverence for it. But what you also need is those same people willing to be able to take risk and add nuance, because not everything from a video game to screen or from fucking comic to screen, or that's big screen in the movies or like a small streaming service TV show, right? A week-to-week type thing. Not everything needs to be an exact 1-to-1. I'm sick and tired of people whenever I have like complaints about like an adaptation or whatever of they're like, you're just a comic book guy. You want to be exactly like the comic. No, there is barely a single MCU film that plays out as a 1-to-1 of the comics. Like they take bits and pieces from them, but there's nuance there. There's steps forward. The material is transformed, and it justifies the existence of it being put in the medium of a film or a TV show. If I wanted a 1-to-1, I would just go look at the original. Like a great example of this, right, is the Avatar: The Last Airbender live action on Netflix, right? Yeah. It is virtually the same thing as the original, with like the most minute of tweaks to where it does not even justify its own existence. It really has no purpose in truly being there. It just feels bland. And I'm just like, that really works better in animation. I'm just going to go watch the cartoon for the 80th time, right? And then you have Invincible, where they take moments that aren't even in the comic. They're taking whole new fucking set pieces of like Omni-Man with the train, or like bits and pieces of the Conquest fight, or like emotional growth with different characters. Like, for instance, Rex, with him having a partner with Ray.
Street
Right?
King Ray, yep.
Try to give you more of that general audience vibe of that emotional resonance and changing things, because not everything works the same way, and you need that bravery to take risks, but also not go so far as to where you do like Sony, where you make an entirely different movie and you just put a Fortnite skin on one of the characters. Like, that's not the same thing. Like, you need to walk a fine line, and things like the MCU or like Netflix Daredevil, I feel like, or even Born Again is really doing a good job with taking bits and pieces from the stories, right? It transforms the material and takes those brave risks while also having things that fans old and new can enjoy. You know, there's still that merit of the original story there. And I don't know why they can't do that. I mean, it's hard to do. I will admit, it's a hard thing to do. But when you get it right,
it's perfect. It's perfect. And there's definitely balance to it too. Because like you said, the MCU is a perfect example of finding that balance. Because like Civil War, Civil War is an expansive run of comics with hundreds of heroes involved in this. We had like 12 in the actual movie, but it works. It works for what's going on in the MCU. It's perfect. And I think that's how different studios should approach their adaptations. I feel like we bully him all the time. We shame his movies, rightfully so, because they were ass. Zack Snyder did try to do something like that. He fucked up. He flew too close to the sun. My sweet Icarus. He flew way too close to the sun. That's everyone's like, oh, Man of Steel is garbage. It's garbage because it's attached to the DCEU. But in terms of DCE in the films of the DCEU, it's not the worst one. It starts off solid. It's not a great film. There's flaws, and it does a good job of bringing back that Superman, the Superman base story, the storyline, and all. Or sorry, backstory. I almost said baseline story. The backstory, his origin story, all that shit. It's a different telling and all that, but it works. Then we get Batman versus Superman. It's like he's like, look, I did it with this one. Let's find out. And it's a mess, and that's where it fell apart. So there's definitely a fine line that you toe when you're doing these adaptations. If you do it the right way, man, shit, boy, all the studios gonna write you a check. That's why the Russo brothers have so much pull right now. They're doing all this type of shit. They're like, oh, we wrote Winter Soldier, or we wrote like four of the biggest MCU films ever. Let's work. And no. Stay in your lane, brother. That's what they saw. That's what they saw. Doomsday and the Secret Wars are like, hey, y'all need a director? Y'all need directors?
We can do it. Remember that time we made you $7 billion? You want to do that again? Yeah. Come over here, pal.
Oh man. So yeah, making a great adaptation is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who don't care. We don't truly care about what they're doing.
Yeah, you need to find a. Oh damn!
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and be great.
Look, I was just gonna say that in order to do a good adaptation, you need to walk that fine line, because that is the only way that you will ever be able to do the material justice. And speaking of justice, let's talk about the latest episode of Daredevil, shall we? That wasn't as good as when I said it out loud. You're staring hard.
All I would have just said, like from Marvel Rap, Born Again, and just go right
Born
into
Again.
it. I need to start doing. I really do need to start doing these voice acting things, man. I'd be sitting in the room just doing random shit.
Just like washing dishes, and your girlfriend's just walking back.
I'd be doing my Venom one real. I left there.
And like every single time that you, that's horrifying. Oh my gosh! You're like, can you help me bring in the groceries? It's like, we will help you. That's horrifying. That's horrifying.
I can do Conquest, bro. If I knew the lines, bro.
You just gotta. Oh, That was not bad. That was actually not bad. That was
You
pretty
drop
good.
you drop your voice a little bit. You didn't even give me a name. Just a task.
You sound like fucking. Sound like Duke Nukem. Actually, when they got I came to chew ass and kick. Wait, no, that's fucking Monk. That's the wrong way. That's not.
That's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not gonna read them. Terminator.
Anyway, we're talking Daredevil Born Again episode.
Yes, Daredevil, Born Again. Which one? Guess that character.
Born Again.
Devil, Vanessa, Daredevil, Born Again. I
my
once served this
God.
city when I was a boy. Growing up in
Wilson Fisk in his weird little fucking like I have strep throat ass fucking voice.
That's literally what my girlfriend
I
said the other night. She said he needs to clear his throat. He sounds sick. I was fucking
bro
dying.
needs a pack of Ricolas, bro.
I
I think
dying.
I'm more used to it now that the show is like back. You know, like I've heard it like 4 weeks in a row, so I'm more used to it.
I think watching the first season, and then like just going, you start to grow with it. And like it's still like, bro, should have chosen a different voice.
It's like a tumor. You just grow with it, you know. That's just you're just like, all right, this is my life now. I ain't got insurance, so I guess this is just like here as part of me now. This is what I do.
Nah, bro was not. I don't know. Anyways, that we've talked
that's semantics. But this episode off rip starts like immediately. It starts immediately after the aftermath of the passing of Hector Ayala. Not passing, no murder. I was gonna say murder.
He was murdered.
Head, dude.
Bro got blown the fuck away. And I think, in terms of, first of all, when that happened, it's sad because yes, we just spent 3 episodes with this guy trying to get him freed, and like it was good emotional buildup. Also, the real life passing of Camar de los Reyes, the actor who portrayed Hector, it does add some real life weight to it. But the fact that the writers are doing what they're doing, and those of us who know the comics, brother, they're doing the thing. I seen it. I see you, Marvel. I see you, Marvel. I see you, Disney. We're getting White Tiger 2.0. She coming.
Perhaps she's like 14.
She's like 3
in this.
I was like, she's probably like a 3, like another generation away. Before, not like generation, but another wave of heroes. Maybe they slide her into like Young Avengers somehow or whatever. But we're getting, you know what it is. We're getting another White Tiger.
The opening to this episode is like right in the aftermath of the murder of Hector, and they're doing like the autopsy, and it's Matt listening in as to what the coroner's saying, and as he's like talking to the guy, it's clear the coroner also is a piece of shit. He's like, look, man, there's no fucking showcasing. I'm not gonna do my job. I got a bacon, egg, and cheese. I gotta eat gabagool or whatever the fucking
he said, if it's not on the body, it's not my problem. Like, bro, your job is to medically examine. You are an investigator of death. That's what you gotta do, bro.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's not your problem? It is your problem.
He's like, it wasn't there. What do you want me to do? Go find the bullet? You go find it.
Job. Like, that is your job, brother. What do you mean?
It had I think it's his niece, right? His niece that comes in.
Mm-hmm. This is niece. Yeah.
His niece comes in and she's got like this, like, first off, good child acting for one.
She's phenomenal.
That's rare that you find that. And she had me fucking going. I was like actually like, oh no, this poor child's uncle is dead. I actually felt like genuine emotion. And the way that Matt was talking to her, right, and saying we have to keep the faith that someone will bring into justice. I think that was another instance of Matt kind of talking to himself, right? Of him telling himself like, I need to get back out there. I might need to give back into that devil. I got to bring it back out again. And that's something he's been kind of struggling with since the death of Foggy. And I think one of the best things is when he goes back to the scene of the crime and he goes to that he digs around, like he listens for just Listen, he's thinking of like the crime scene and how it played out, and he's like sniffing around the air
He's
for like
he's doing
residue
that shit
gunpowder.
that Vin Diesel did in Fast and Furious, the fourth one.
Yeah,
Bro,
he's
had
got the car senses.
crime scene restoration. Roasted.
Except for Matt, it makes sense. I don't know what the fuck Vin Diesel has like time rewinding, but I don't know what the fuck that was.
The power of family was letting him correct the crime
Rewind time. He's like, Domamu, I've come to bargain. For Corona.
You never
He fucking does this.
The Buster. with his sleeveless denim shirt, bald ass head, and a Corona.
Always looking like he's gonna roll out from a scooter underneath a car, like constantly dressed like he's working on like an old Cadillac. His wardrobe's a fucking nightmare. Anyway, don't throw it aside. Fuck, I'm getting sidetracked. Fuck. But he digs around, coming through the crime scene, and he finds the shell casing that wasn't near the body. Which, first off, just like you just left that there, like you did an assassination, and you just fucking like left that.
I know.
But then again, I guess the cops are corrupt, so they probably just weren't like caring a look. Some guy probably found it, was like, "Oop, kick."
They're also just like cops. They're sloppy.
Yeah, true. It's the NYPD.
NYPD, yep.
And he finds the bullet or the shell casing, sorry, and there's a insignia on it of the Punisher logo, and he goes to see Frank, and we get John Bernthal. Which, by the way, why would you monogram the bullets? Why would you do that?
Glazing.
Very like
Glazers.
I'm not glazing, but it's just like that would be like putting your home address on a bullet. Like that seems a little bit sloppy. I don't know.
Let me go commit this murder, but let me go touch the bullet with my unguarded finger, rub my fingerprints all over it, and then
it's all about branding. It's all about branding, guys. We're doing racist shit, but we gotta do it under a brand. Shit, that's what the Klan did. Never mind. It actually makes sense now. It makes complete sense. Mm-hmm. But he goes to see Frank, and we get John Bernthal. How do you feel about that, Matt? How do you feel about the
return of my goat? My
goat
goat back. Listen.
I'm listening.
This made me so happy. Said, what about fuck? His that dialogue, that was so. It was like all of like 5 minutes, and it was the best freaking dialogue we've had. I love the dynamic between Frank and Matt. It's the perfect example. Frank is the darker reflection of Matt. You know, they essentially do the same thing, but like different ways. You know,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Matt is trying so hard to retain that good. And trying, you know, he wants to help the city. He wants to do all these things to stop all the bad shit going on in Hell's Kitchen. Whereas Frank is like, fuck it, bro. I'm locked into this shit. I'm doing bad things happen to me. I'm gonna go do bad things to bad people. You know, he's diving. He's letting that darkness really tap in. He's really tapping into, almost letting it consume him. And obviously, there's still points where he's like still clinging to his humanity and sense of good. But he's like, bro, you're a bad person. I'm gonna eliminate you. I'm gonna punish you. Matt's like, I'm gonna bring out the swift, righteous justice of God. Because I'm the Daredevil and I'm a Catholic man. I'm also blind and I can whoop your ass 47 different ways. And Frank says, I'm shooting shit. You're a pedo. You robbing niggas. Like, that's all it is. As a matter of fact, let me write the Punisher show. Simple. 5-minute episodes.
Oscar-worthy dialogue off rip. The was my favorite
that's
part.
How it is. That's the sound of the gun.
A gun sounds like Barry the Platypus.
Wait. When you get the shotgun, bam. Yeah, shit, easy. Too easy. Where I succeed at voice acting, I fail with sound effects.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You keep that up, Bobby McFerrin's out of a job. That's all I'm saying. Police Academy reboot, they're casting you as the sound effect guy.
No, for real. It's a perfect yin and yang situation for those two, and having them back in each other's faces. You know, their first meeting was on top of that roof, and another similar dialogue was going on. He was going back and forth, and John was doing that thing where he's like, you know, he talks to him and looks at him and like starts shaking and like looks away for a second, says something really like gripping and profound. I'm like, oh, we're also about to get to season 2 on our rewatch of Netflix Daredevil, so I'm excited for my girlfriend to experience that scene. Gonna go crazy. I'm gonna stand up on my chair. But yes, having Frank brought back also 9 years to the day after his appearance in the Netflix Daredevil, solid return of my GOAT, my PTSD king, the first superhero with CTE, my GOAT.
The Aaron Hernandez of the superhero community.
I'm not gonna say that. I won't say Aaron Hernandez. I might say, I don't know. There's nobody with
They both
CTE.
kill people, so I mean, maybe.
I was gonna say OJ Simpson, but even that one is there's nobody with CTE.
That's the bad one. That's
That is
Fisk.
the bad one.
Which speaking of Fisk, did you care about anything he had going on this episode?
Not really.
Because
But
I didn't.
what pissed me off is that it felt kind of. I think we're at the point where my argument for it to be a little bit of a longer show really is coming back into effect, because I feel like the Fisk stuff, some of these things can be split into different episodes. So we have them following Mayor Fisk and whatever the hell goes on, like the whole bit about Baby Gandolfini fucking up his plans with the garbage people and whatever. Like that should have been its own episode. Having him deal with that fallout, having Baby Gandolfini really like feel scared. Also, he's a massive glazer, bro. Whatever his character's name is, a massive he's just jumping on it crazy style. Like he's a super glazer.
What do you think is it okay? Remember how I think it was like maybe a week or two ago, I said the reason I don't like Gandolfini Jr. is because like his character doesn't feel like he has anything to do. I think this episode I felt like they gave him too much to do, but I feel like maybe it might just be the material or something. I don't know. I'm just not vibing with him. I just don't see the purpose of what his character is supposed to be.
Yeah,
I guess for the amount of spotlight that he gets, like he hasn't justified his existence. Hell, even what is her name? The woman who works with Matt at the law firm. Kristen, yeah. Kristen is a new character to the show, and her existence is completely justified. She feels like she has the right amount to do, like she's hitting her lines and everything. You know, I feel like her character serves a true purpose, as opposed to just being like a wall for the proverbial ball that is Wilson Fisk to bounce off of, like Gandolfini has. Right, like it just feels like he's just like a little dude in Fisk's circle, and I think maybe they're trying to do a little bit of like I think it's Shadowland. I think where Fisk tries to have his son assassanated, and I think they're trying to give you like this is a stand-in son. Yeah, well, yeah, kind of like a surrogate. Son for Fisk, and they're trying to like hint it like that, but I'm just like, not feeling it. It's not working for me. And then I also kind of dislike the fact that like Muse has been one of my just not necessarily favorite, as in like I know a lot about him, but really like standout villains introduced within recent Marvel comics. And the fact that like he makes these giant sprawling portraits. Right, and he paints them with human blood and everything, and he paints them all around town, and he calls it like his art, his magnum opus, right? I feel like he's really cool, and it felt a little bit tacked on in this episode, but I do think it kind of, upon like a second thought, I feel like it worked a little bit better, because you see like when Matt opens up, and we finally get that shot from the trailer with all his helmets.
Bro,
and,
oh my god, yes.
Dude, vindication. We're so fucking back.
I needed that. It did something for me. The red eyes
Yeah.
too. It just looks it looks so sick, bro.
He has
Like
the
the last Daredevil suit, the eyes don't really like glow or anything. It's
they don't
kinda,
pop.
but that red glow really gives it a certain je ne sais quoi.
Sinister vibe.
Sinister.
A little sprinkle. A little sprinkle of something we missing.
Some might say he looks real devilish, you know, he's devilishly good,
handsome.
devilishly debonair and sinister.
What the fuck was that? What was that? What was that? What are you doing with the eyebrows? Devilishly debonair. Yeah, delightfully devilish. Seymour.
Doing that Jim Carrey thing.
Wow, the Grinch face. But I think at first I thought the Muse stuff was going to be tacked on, but I like it a little bit more because now that I know that he's, you know, finally when he's practicing with like the Morning Star and the Billy Club on the roof,
brother, it's going to be so good.
I think that him bringing the devil back is probably what Hell's Kitchen needs because there's a new demon poking around. And I honestly like that, you know, shit's getting real. So we're bringing it back. It's also nice to know that Frank is still doing stuff. Like you see that wall full of guns he has, like he's still actively being the Punisher. All he knows, which is cool. And I think
I wonder if we get
high hopes.
I wonder if we get that scene from the comics where those basically like those Proud Boy cops.
Where he rips the sticker off.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
you know, I wonder if we get that scene, especially given today's political climate. I wonder if they're gonna go that far.
They said fuck this episode. I don't think Marvel's pulling punches. I think they're gonna go for it.
I think next episode is gonna be the one where it's really like OP. You know, he's gonna do everything that we're hoping he does. Because you know the comics, the Punisher don't rock with no nasty cops, bro. He don't like dirty
nobody.
cops. He don't want people you know bumping his swag like that. He don't need that kind of thing attached to his name. So
exactly,
he's gonna handle the problem the best way he knows how. You know, exactly. Spraying up the block, put the switch on them, turn them into Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese there. Damn, what just happened?
I hit my knuckle on the corner of my microphone.
Oh my gosh.
It hurt a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
I heard a room. I thought it was me still. I was like, oh no, what did I do? I broke something. The gun went off.
Overall, has your hype rating changed for this show at all?
I think it's gone up a little bit more now, especially with the suit, the mask reveal. I'm wondering which suits he's gonna get to use though, because that's like 7 suits, and we only have a few episodes left. You know,
the white one and the black one are the only two I really want to see. The
yellow I want to see the black one. We already saw the yellow one. We don't really need that. Yeah. The red one, we're gonna see it from time to time. I'm okay with not seeing the red one for a while. I want that black suit. I need that. I need that black suit. I need that. Give it to me. Need it. I need that, bro. I need it so bad. That one in the white suit will go so crazy. Please, I'm begging you, Marvel, let me have this. And if you don't put it in the show, send the suit to my house so I can wear it. I'm gonna see this suit one way or another, bro.
That's been your end goal all along, to just get Marvel to send you a piece of costume.
I'm Daredevil.
That's been your end game goal.
I'm Daredevil. Let
get
me
a long on,
this
full cowl. Be like, hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cinestro Corps. It's me, the devil.
Except it's gonna look goofy. It's gonna look like when Dex was wearing the suit in season 3 of Netflix. It's just, I'm Daredevil.
I would love if the helmet was like too small for your head, so it's just it's like visibly like you're turning red and purple, like all underneath the cowl.
Like Red Guardian's costume, where his beard and his cheeks are sticking out, just like this.
Like, hey guys, it's me. I'm the devil of Hell's Kitchen, the Nigerian devil. Whoa, whoa! Call an ambulance. I can't breathe in this.
Yeah, like how do we get this off, guys? Please. No, overall, like I'm so serious. This show, Marvel may be back TV wise, for sure.
Yeah.
If this show continues the trajectory it's going, it's going to be a phenomenal ending, and it's going to leave a lot more. Season 2 is already in the works right now, so I'm going to assume this is going to end on a high note, and hopefully, we get the return of my other goat. Obviously, the Punisher going to get his show. Jessica Jones, she coming. Who else?
Mike Coulter needs
Mike Coulter.
to pay his
Please,
bills.
please bring Mike Coulter back. Let that
Please
man
bring
shine.
him back. I miss him.
Let that man shine. What else?
Oh, wait. Question.
Denny Rand. I don't know
'Cause
how I feel about Denny Rand right now.
Replace Finn Jones and you can bring him back.
Make Iron Fist Asian.
You don't have to do that.
Nah, make him Asian. I think that would be a good opportunity for a new upcoming actor. Let them get some
If they went
chance.
if they went the route of like, what's his name? The one that is in Rivals. I forgot what his name is. I've forgotten.
His name's Iron Fist.
No, the government name of it. His first name Iron, last name Fist. Like that's not it. Like he has like the actual government name he was born with. I forgot what it is. It's not Yang Shen. Yang Shen is somebody else. What the fuck is Yang Shen? That's from something else I've watched recently. Scissor 7? Might be Scissor 7. But fucking if you want to do the Danny Rand story, I think you still can. You just have to not use Finn Jones because I don't think he was really going with the material, and the people writing his material weren't knowledgeable on the character of Iron Fist. But if you went with the Marvel Rivals that route, you can also do that. You know, I'm partial to either one. I personally just like Danny Rand the most. He's my favorite Iron Fist. So
What if they do a whole like his name is Fan Fei? I just googled
Fan
it.
Fei?
Quan Yaozu. There's two. Oh, Lee Park. There's a lot of Asian Iron
Just
Fist
look up.
That's cool.
Just look at the one that's in Marvel Rivals. Look up that one. That's because that's
I'm
the
about
guy
to
that's
find
in
out.
the comics right now. I think.
Iron Fist
like-
Marvel Rivals.
Is it just Donnie Yen? The actor Donnie Yen.
That'd be fire.
I mean, fired. Yeah, it'd be like 50-year-old Donnie Yen.
It's Lin.
I'll be like 20.
Lin Lee. Lin Lie.
Lin Lie.
Lin Lie. I don't know how to say his name.
We're trying to African this. I don't think our dialect's built for this. We're trying to bounce that.
Nah,
But
bro.
You can put him back.
I can pronounce Oluwabemiga, but I can't pronounce this.
I can say Jacora Manje all day, but
Exactly.
let me try to say like whatever Iron Fist says when he activates his O, and that's gonna sound like cheaper town hall. I don't know what I'm saying. I'll speak Mandarin. I'm trying my best. But I think they can bring back some more of those characters. But the main thing I wanted to ask before we give our final reviews and we close up the app, I wanna ask you. Do you think, and you too, audience, you can play along with this, do you think Foggy's actually dead?
No.
I think he is. I think
they're gonna bring my guy back.
I think he is for only one reason outside of hand magic, right? Like the hand and what they did with Elektra, right? I feasibly do not see how Foggy has the means to fake his that. Like I'm trying to think of like the logistics of that. And I don't think there's any explanation they can give to where I'm just like, look, bro, if you want to bring Foggy back, just bring him back. Just stop the foreplay. I don't know. I don't see, like, would he put on a hit on himself or like what? I don't get it. I don't see the justification. I think Foggy is dead, just like gone. We might see him in like flashbacks, but I think he's dead. I think he's dead.
I think they're gonna bring him back.
Granted, he faked his own death in the comics, so fuck it. What do I know?
I was about to say I know he's faked his death in the comics, so like they're probably gonna bring him back somehow, or maybe like you said, they bring him back with some type of like maybe Matt makes a deal with the wait. Is the hand even still around in this?
Their tower got knocked down in the Defenders.
So then,
and then I think they went back east. if I'm not mistaken. Because
I mean,
they're not completely gone. Like they're an almost impossible organization to like fully eliminate. Like that's you can take out their branches, but like the hand as an institution is like it's like trying to take down Shield.
Let me put it this way: we didn't see a funeral, we didn't see nobody, so the possibilities are endless. He could come back. It's not like with Rex when Rex blew himself up. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's his skeleton. He's fucked.
That nigga's gone, bro. He's gone. But this, at least, you know, there's some hope. Also, it's the MCU. They be bringing characters back all the time with some type of cheat codes. They're, oh, hey, multiverse. Oh, hey, this guy got revived by some ancient spell that reactivated in his body. Whatever type of, you know. Oh, hey, science. Whatever cop out they want to use to bring a character back.
Clone or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that was actually Foggy's twin brother. Figgy.
Yeah, unclear. Oh shit! I went to different route. This is Foggy.
Unclear. Opaque.
Opaque. This is my sister. Her name is Intangible.
Oh no. But yeah, I don't think Foggy's gone. We shall see. If he's for real gone, that would be a great way for them to go about, you know, giving Matt something to really struggle with as the episodes progress. Finding that balance between, especially after this dialogue with Frank, finding that balance between, you know, do I unleash, do I let it all out, or do I still try and keep following that moral compass? So. Overall, still sitting at like an 8 on this show right now. 8. We're gonna see how the rest of the season plays out before I get my final rating, but my hype is up at an 8.
I'm at a 9. I'd say it's solid 9. It went up a little bit because I got to see Frank again. So I'm gonna go 9. I'm going 9.
That's valid. That's very valid. Just as valid as this episode, another episode in the books. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in on the YouTube, on the Spotify, the Apple Music, wherever you check this podcast out. Go ahead and give us that 5-star review. Go ahead and follow us on all platforms at Cinestro Corp. No S. We're still in that legal battle. Matter of fact, I just got my email back from Nelson and Murdoch and Associates. The case is now moving to the next phase. We will be pursuing legal action. We will be pursuing legal action to get this letter back. Yes, follow us on all the platforms at Cinestro Corp. Go and follow the homie AZ at Tari Singo. Boy moving around on all the platforms at Tari Singo. Also on twitch.tv/Tari Singo. Streaming and beaming on the streams.
I already know what it is. Streaming and beaming. I don't know what this is with my hands. I'm gonna stop doing that. Streaming and beaming.
I was thinking streaming and beaming, like, you know, streaming and beaming. You know. Speaking of beaming, go ahead and beam some comic TV and movie knowledge into your head by following Backstage OL. That could have been executed a lot better. It worked better in my head. But what works better than following Variety is following Backstage OL. Tapping with them for all news. See, that was a good one. That was a real good one. Tapping with them for all the TV, comics, news. They got all types of channels and stations across the U.S. now, expanding big. Love that for them. Follow our boys. They give us all the best info on what's coming up. And yeah, man, we got another episode coming up next week. More Daredevil, more movies to come for the rest of the month. But you know what it is. We love y'all. Appreciate the support. Tune in on the next episode of Cinestro Corp. Peace. Woo!
We're the kings of the screen, yeah. Cinestro Corp, we're the dream, yeah. New episode Saturday afternoon. We in your ear, that comic book crew. More good it takes what we do. Cinestro Corp, we're the crew.